All right. Every Thursday, every live, you can ask questions. You can ask questions, free questions. Quickly come in. If you have asked question, come in right now and I'll answer you. All right. Now, rules very simple. Number one, like and share to 10 public group and you will qualify for the reading. Okay. And students might ask me, teacher, what are the books you have? Now, these are the books I have. Numerology. Okay. Bazi book. These are knowledge that you must know. They are in book one. Hey, princess, you are here. I love you so much. I was thinking of you. It's the I Ching book, the basic of Chinese metaphysics. If you're a metaphysics lover, please have this book, Chinese metaphysics lover. Qimeng Jia, best reference book. Everyone should have one copy. Now, today there is a case study. Anne Haas, right, from German. She wrote me an email and said, teacher, can you read this for me? Right, free reading is on Thursday. Okay. Now, don't expect very, very detailed reading on Thursday because a lot of people queuing up, all right? Okay, so this is the Feng Shui book. But I will still do my very best to give you an answer. Hey, Lian! Teacher 想你了. Hey, how is cousin? I miss cousin. You miss our gathering or not? Ellen, you're always number one. David, nice to see you. My David is here. Miss you, miss you. Yes, Emily is always right. Like and share, like and share. That's my favorite. She's the best wife role model. The whole world want to know how to become wife? Please ask that question. She is the most successful wife I ever met. Irene, nice to see you. And where's that person who asked me the question? Very cute. Where are you? You have a case, court case, right? And then you said, teacher, can you read for me? Correct or not? Funny, how come you don't want to book private consultation? Why? Now, when you book private consultation, means private. It means between you and me. Now, if it's on every Thursday, every live, then you have to remember, number one, the whole world will be watching this video. So are you comfortable or not? If you are comfortable, I'm fine. Okay, that's the first thing you must know. Number two, sometimes for the sake of privacy, sometimes for the sake to protect you from insults, humiliation, or in Chinese we call face saving, right? 救你的面子. So sometimes there are things I will not expose in FB Live. Correct? For example, if I see, hey, you every time go for one night stand, you think I will inform you in FB Live? I won't say that, right? Why? Because I need to protect your dignity. What? Am I right to say? Right? Okay, type HERE and I'll answer you quickly. Type HERE. Who is around? Who wants to ask question quickly? Once you type HERE, like and share to 10 public group. Remember the rule, then I'll read you. Titi. Vivian, nice to see you. My nose big liao. No need to big, you really deserve it. And teacher doesn't tell lies. Those who knows me, I don't tell lies. Yao Ping, nice to see you. Hello, teacher. Today is Liu San Jie in Beihai. Oh, okay. Have fun, Kelvin. Thank you for coming in and thank you for saying hello. Thank you very much. Titi, type HERE and I'll read you first. Vivian, nice to see you. Wei En, nice to see you. Reman Singh, nice to see you. Okay? HERE, Titi, and Reman Singh. Okay? So, okay, read Titi first. Like and share. Just share. Good. Need to have the Cheryl badge. Lian, please check Cheryl. Lian, princess, please check Cheryl and encourage everybody to like and share. Like those watching and no like and share, can you give them a comment? to say, hey, please like and share teacher's channel. And Jaslyn is here, Renman Singh is here, Didi is here. Okay, so Didi first because I saw his name first, then I saw Renman Singh's name, then I saw Jaslyn's name. Jaslyn, long time no see. Nice to see you back. Beatrix, hello? Look, profile pics Beatrix. 世界上最强的力量，相信。Okay, come. Let me see Didi first. Didi ask the question. Okay. I want to ask about upcoming job interview, 15 April, 1 p.m. Now, then I see your form. So I cannot block 15 April already. Wei hu liao. Okay, but let's see from today's chart, Ken. Let's see from. Yeah, I also miss. I want to sing with you. That day Vivian was asking me, teacher, when is the gathering? Right? Just now I was with one of the students. She brought me out for dinner. So what 加料? Okay, come, like and share this first for Didi first. Didi, I don't have 15 April, so I don't know what is going to happen in 15. Now this caught somebody asked me, send me email and blah blah blah. So if the person is here, then I'll explain this chart. If the person is not here, then I will not explain this chart. Right? So you have to be present so that I can explain your chart. Okay? If you're not around at the time I ask you to come in, you're not here, then obviously I cannot read the chart. Why you're not here? So if I ask any question, there's no response. I don't know what's going on. Right? Okay, Didi has an interview on 15 April, which I don't have the 15 April chart. Okay? Then how? No choice, use this chart. Right? Use the 8 o'clock chart. Right? Of course, best is use the 15 April chart. Okay? Now, E, just nice is Didi born here. Right? So this is E. Right? So this is Water Palace. Water Palace, where's the company? North. Is it at the north? If it's company, Kaiman is the job and the company. Okay? So if the company is here and sitting on the Water Palace, can it mean the office company is at the north? Is it at the north? If at the north, type Chun, north. Okay, good. Company and north to north. So now you see the power of Qi Men Dun Jia. So the interview, the company north actually sits with you. Sit with Didi. So is this auspicious? Auspicious, right? Auspicious, number one. Number two, E, what is the situation of E in the Water Palace? Sick. That means what? Didi health not so good, right? Sick. Okay, Sing. Let's see Sing. Yi Jia Sing means resignation, right? Have you resigned already? Because Yi Jia Sing means resignation. Have you resigned from your company, current company? Sing in Water Palace, 子宫做掌声. Though Didi is not feeling so well, but he is also looking for progression. He think that, okay, my health now temporarily not so good, but it's okay. Even I go to this company for the health, I want to slow down my work, but I will still work very hard, teacher. Like that. That is how I see. Yes, resign. Not yes, Chun, resign. Okay? Chun. Right? Because it just means resignation. That means he resigned out. Okay? Interview is here. This is the interview. Okay? 土是克水的，土克水 means the interview reject you, but cannot reject you or can reject you. Let's have a look carefully. Now, carefully look at the chart. This is the interview. Okay? So the month is Earth. Here, wood counter Earth. This Earth is like mountain, right? Wood counter Earth. That's why I got earthquake. When? This is April, right? April. So April, you see all these are mountain, right? The wood come and counter when? 这些土越冲越有力的 Earth, the more it crash, the thicker the wood. That means what? Wood in trouble. Not sorry, Earth also in trouble. Because Chen is punishment star. That's why people ask me, teacher, why so many earthquakes? This is because the Earth so strong. Correct? Okay. So Earth, Earth. Okay, Earth, yeah, Earth. So Earth, this is the interview, right? Earth counters water. Cold means cannot counter. This one strong. Why? Earth man, so Earth is strong. So strong Earth can counter DD, right? So when interview counter DD, right, means rejected, but Kong means cannot reject. So what is this trying to tell me? This is trying to tell me they will tell Titi, you go back and then wait for my phone call. That's what they're going to tell you. Number one, they are going to tell you this. Right? Why? Kong means no strength. No strength means cannot reject you. But strong means man is strong. But here original sit Kong, empty. Right? So empty cannot crash. Earth cannot crash water when Earth got nothing. But because it's Earth man, so the strong Earth energy actually fill up this Kong. Okay? Means what? Ask you go back and wait for phone call. Like that. That's what's going to happen to the interview on 15 April. Okay? Next person. Okay. Ren Manxing. Okay, let's see what Ren Manxing asks. Ren Manxing asks, how is my current job? Right? Okay, let's look at Ren Manxing. Let's find out Ren Manxing born year first. Wait, I need to pull out your 八字. Ren Manxing. Okay, need to plot your chart. 你太久没有进来了啊。I don't have your chart anymore. Ren Manxing. Hey, Lee, want to come over sing song 了？ Want to come over 了？ Come over now. Now you come over. 要不要？一起唱歌，一起 talk story， want not? Okay, 任满星啊。Okay, Bing. Timing correct. Okay, correct already. How is my current job? 什么叫 How is my current job? Like that, How is my current job? Like that, Why I answer like that? Because you ask me how is my current job. I don't understand what is the meaning of how is my current job. Okay. Now, but when you ask, will I achieve the sales target? That is a different question. Correct? Hey, cousin, I miss you. Just now somebody asked about you. 他问你瘦了没有? You know, there's one lady, we sit together and we talk. That day in my house, remember, we were having fun party, then you, me, and Lee, we were all playing, and then we were talking, right? Just now she was here, she brought me out for dinner. Then she asked about you, cousin. You. Imeng. Smile always, how, like that. Yeah, Lee is correct. Varan, nice to see you. I saw your question. Wait a while. Hey, Aso, nice to see you. Nathi, nice to see you. Okay? 瘦了没有 Yes Okay, I let her know I let her know. She asked you lor. Hey, Jason, Juanita, Winata, nice to meet you. Okay, so and you asked a question, right? You have to queue up already because actually I turned on the channel, but you're not in on time, so you got to queue up already. Okay, so now I read the Ren Manxing chart first. Okay, she asking about sales target. Can I hit sales target? Okay, so when you look at the chart, first thing first, always look for the bond year. So this is the bond year, correct? This is the bond year. This is 任满星 sitting on a snake. Okay? Snake strong or not, fire counter matter. Right? Snake not so strong but not so good. Right? Snake is like struggling. That means how is her sales struggling? 任满星 struggle. 石门, right? Never counter the metal palace, but 石门 can means lost motivation. Right? 任满星 very hard to close sales. I'm getting a bit tired. Like that. Okay, 己 can we see the 己? 己 is the hidden thoughts. 生门 is what? Commission. Right? Commission seats what? Empty. Means what? Sales not good. Especially last month. Accurate type ZUN. 任满星. Yeah, you must have Cheryl and Lian, please check Cheryl batch. Check how many Cheryl share to who, share to where. Check. Like Anna, check any Cheryl. Check 任满星, any Cheryl. Didi says share, we trust Didi. And Didi is our long time fan already. He knows the rule. Teacher, I just joined this company on Monday. Alright, okay. Then last month, because there's an empty 0 commission. If you talk about commission, last month was a 0 commission. Last month was a 0 commission. The sales target quite high, right? 任满星 like and share love. Li Yan so good. The sales target quite high. Last month, in private book, okay. Private book will tell you a lot of things. Okay, so Ji is here. This someone is the commission. So commission is 0. Also can explain as what? Haven't take commission yet. Not yet, teacher. Why? Monday I just joined. It can mean this because commission is 0, right? Commission is empty. This is commission. So inside hide this, right? Nothing yet. Right? This earth sit with this water, nothing yet. That means what? Blur. Right? She goes into this company, she blur. The system not sure, everything not so sure. So someone can also means commission, which is 0, nothing yet. Right? Okay, then no commission yet. Correct? So money, this is money. Okay? So see the E. Okay, E. This is the company. Metal grows water. Metal is strong. Metal grows water means you can bring sales into the company, which is good. 任满星, which is good. Because you ask how is my current job, can I achieve sales? So this is roughly the story. Right? At the moment, you not having some commission yet. Correct? Because there's a 0. Right? Metal grows water. Metal is strong. Strongly support the company. Correct? But the company sits the resonation star here. Resonation star. Right? And then I see your chart. This year, your job not so stable. Your Bazi chart. Alright? So this is more or less the situation. Correct? So E, can I see the E? The thing, can I see the thing? Alright? 丁家鬼 is something like 美人计 like that. 美人计 but it's so 空 also. Now let's look at more information and see what we can find out even more. This one, Sangmen means what? Headache. And going to be headache for a bit of time. That means headache over the sales for a bit of time. That means, teacher, can I hit sales target? Looking at a chart like that, likely not so smooth sailing. not so smooth sailing. Not so smooth sailing, right? Pink is the end result, which you sit here struggling. The market not so strong yet. So hitting sales target seems still like a challenge. Still like a big challenge for you. Okay, so you know the answer already now. Okay, Li Yan. Jaslyn first. Jaslyn came first. Okay, let me see. Jaslyn Jane want to ask what? Jaslyn Jane. Check. Cheryl, Lian, Jaslyn Jane. 10 public groups. You must share. If you don't share, I cannot read your chart. This is the rule. Okay, now Jaslyn. Let me see your chart. 800 is what? 8 in the morning, is it? You put 800. Hi teacher, long time no see. I hope you're well. I want to ask my compatibility with this guy I'm close right now. I got his permission already. This is his name. Can I expose the 八字? Can I expose the 八字? You want to know compatible or not, right? Okay, let me see his 八字. No time. Yeah, no time cannot see 八字 already. Oh, okay, never mind. Then we use numerology to help. Okay, numerology is good. It can see compatible or not, but it cannot see whether you will end up married or not. But it can see whether two of you compatible. Compatible means become enemy, or at least we can be friends, or at least even we become lover, we are harmonious. It can see that way. It can also see whether do you truly have feelings for me, or you're just fooling around with me. Very useful. Can see that. Okay, but cannot see whether you two will end up become husband and wife or not. That one must use the budget, then can see whether two of you will become husband and wife or not. Okay, accept that, Jaslyn, because I don't have the birth hour. No birth hour, cannot see is this my husband, but can see compatible or not from numerology. Okay, accept because you didn't give me the time of birth. Okay. Hey, Wanchi. Who is 8? Oh, you 8 morning. I know already. The person also 8 morning. Okay, let's have a look at the numerology. Okay, so check date of birth correct or not. Check correct or not. Right. Okay, this one can see this guy has a very good first impression on you. When he first met you, he find Jaslyn Jane very charming. Like that. Okay, so this one is earth. This one is metal. Right? So earth grows metal. Earth grows metal means I give way to you. Give way to the boy. Right? Give way to him. Right? Then next, need to check compatible or not. Right? So when you look at compatible, now this one, number one informs me when I see him, my heart will beat. Also means when he see you, his heart also beats. Number one. Number two, the two of you stand together, you two look like a perfect couple. Perfect couple means I so young, he so old, stand together, look like father and daughter. But we are lover. That one not really so compatible, right? From the outside, the look. But this one, the look outside, two of you look very compatible. If it's accurate, type Z again. it looks compatible. Like the outside people see two of you, both of you very compatible. Chinese call 郎才女貌. Very compatible. Right? Okay, then next, have true feelings for each other. Yes, there are true feelings. That means no, like, okay lah, just want a one night stand with you, or like, okay, let's have some fun. Not exactly. It means when both of you are together, right, both of you feel the heartbeat, feel the true love, true feelings for each other. Okay, but looking at this chart may have a bit of problem for lasting relationship. Lasting. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. Has a lasting problem. You know, like happily ever after. That one got a little bit of problem. Okay, got a little bit of problem to do that. Right, now what's the problem? Of course, private consultation, you will know what's the problem. Number two, how to make us so that we can live happily ever together. That one need to private consultation, then I can tell you. But looking at this chart, can see both of you have true feelings for each other. Okay. Let me see his date of birth. Is it correct? Is he 17 July? Also morning 8 a.m. Is it? So this is his birth chart, right? Check. Looking at the 八字, looking at these two 八字, all right. Number one, I can see this man, right, will see you as his wife. He will see you as his wife. 他会把你看成他的老婆的。What about you, leh? You may have a little bit of issue, but not to worry. These two from the 八字, right, looks very, very compatible. From the 八字, number one. Number two, this year, the way I see, this year, not very auspicious for this relationship to start. Why? A lot of turbulence this year. But next year, the chart, that means this year we are together, we always quarrel, and then we have a lot of differences. But next year, the relationship between these two persons can stabilize. That means next year, if together, next year we'll feel that we are made for each other, like that. Okay, next person. If you want to know more, just book a private consultation. It's not expensive. It's very worth your every single dollar. Okay, next, Li Yan. Li Yan. Female, 1942. 0 hour. One is 0 hour. And 1942, accurate or not? A lot of 1942, their date of birth inaccurate. Are you sure it's accurate? Because, for example, I have this student ask about the mother. The mother born in 1940 something, 30 something, 20 something, not accurate. She told me, teacher, not accurate. I say, yeah, not accurate one. But when I read her son, her husband, her daughter-in-law, her grandchildren, she said very, very accurate. Why? Because the 1930 something, 40 something, even 50 something, sometime their date of birth not accurate. Because the olden days, they don't have proper birth recording. That's why not accurate. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Yes, wait, I saw you. Wait a while. Oh, very true. Oh, very true. Thank you, teacher. You're welcome. Oh, you laugh at yourself, ah? Okay. Oh, only no afternoon. Oh, they're both accurate. Can somebody teach Brian how to submit a question properly? Okay, now after Lian, wait, then end your turn. Okay, so stand by at end. I don't want to read and then you're not around. If you're not around, I cannot read your chart. Oh, I can read anyone's chart as long you fill in the chart, the form properly. Oh, garbage in is garbage out. Afternoon, so thank you so much, teacher. You're welcome. So Lian, 怎么办? Afternoon is what time? Because afternoon, what, goat hour? What, monkey time? Monkey hour or what? Okay, never mind. How about I use 奇门遁甲? If I cannot use 八字, I use 奇门遁甲, okay? Because no birth hour. So I also don't know what. Not sure. Not sure of the timing. Thank you, Titi, for helping teacher. Oh, thank you. Okay, let's look at Lian. Okay, my auntie is recently diagnosed with cancer. Also have some gallstone problem. So what can she do? How to prolong her life? She's taking Western medicine. Okay. I tell you why there's a blood cancer. Very easy. From 八字, you can see it's a blood issue. Very easy to see. I look at this chart, only 6 words. I already know this is a blood cancer. I teach you why and how to see from the chart. This is the auntie, correct? This is the auntie. How I know this is the blood problem? Very easy. Very, very easy. What I see, you know, is the blood problem. And it's a blood cancer. You know why I know? Because, number 1, Ting represent blood. Ting in 八字, wait, how come cannot? Okay. Oh, funny. This thing, and see the thing? And she has blood cancer when? 2022, not 2024. 2022, very troublesome. That means her blood problem, 2022, very troublesome. Then why 2024? Aggregate, because 2024 is 甲午. 甲木引丁火 means Ting fire, super light 甲午. Because only 甲午 can keep on non-stop provide energy to the Ting. I see. Cousin say June. June what? Is it 2022? She got this blood problem already. I see the chart. I don't think it's 2024. It's just that 2024 it got worse. Why? Because Jia would come in and support the Ting fire. Okay, Ting fire represent red blood. Okay, never mind. So, question is what? And why gallstone? Because Jia would represent Gan Tan. Jia would represent gallstone, gallbladder. Please go and learn Chinese metaphysics like Anne from German. Right? She studied TCM. And can you tell everybody what is Jia wood in TCM? What does it represent? N is a TCM. She master thesis. She studied traditional Chinese medicine, comparing traditional Chinese medicine with the Western medicine. So if you study traditional Chinese medicine, you will know 5 elements, right? So N has, can you tell us what is Ting fire in traditional Chinese medicine and what is Jia wood in traditional Chinese medicine? Right? And what is this Sing in Chinese medicine? Tell us, and because it's your specialty, you are, right? You did a thesis, and a thesis, of course, is usually a long time, right? It means you have in-depth research, investigation, and so on. I'm sure you know the 5 elements in relation to the traditional Chinese medicine. So how to prolong her life? How to prolong her life? You look at this chart. How to prolong her life? 生死有命啊, girl. But can keep her very comfortable, right? Okay, but anyway, let's see what Qimeng says. Let's see what Qimeng says. Now, this chord is N's has chord that I plotted earlier. All right, 16 April. So, are you around, N? If you're not around, I will not read this. Now I read this for the first. Okay, quickly. Right, Ren is the 人做死门，做天瑞 can see now. Ren is the auntie. Correct? 人做死门 Correct? 土生金死门 in Metal Palace. Not so bad lah. Not so bad. Means I die now immediately. Don't have lah. Not yet lah. But of course, it doesn't mean very good also. Wait, see what condition the person is in. Muyi means a lot of people caring for her lah, which is not a bad thing. What is sitting right below her? 物死. So a lot of people caring for her, but she herself feels that this time my death time is near already. I'm ready to go and let go already, teacher. Number 1. Number 2, inside had a seat empty. Now when the sickness is very long and it sits empty, it means die. Right? But earth is strong now. Means what? Now die, immediately die. Not really. But 星座 high. 星座 high can it can means like there is suffering. The illness make her very difficult. Very difficult. And her case very simple, just here and there. That means just here and here. Right? So she asked, hey, teacher, traditional Chinese medicine, how can help or not? Right? This is traditional Chinese medicine. This is Western medicine. Both sit in water. Matter grows water. Matter grows water. Does it help? It doesn't help. Western doesn't help. Traditional Chinese medicine doesn't help. Both also doesn't help. Then how? Everybody care for her and make her as comfortable as possible. That's what you can do. You understand? I saw you. You are here. And say, Ting fire represent heart. That means she knows Chinese metaphysics a limitation only, because traditional Chinese medicine, Ting fire doesn't really represent heart alone. Jia doesn't really represent liver alone. In fact, E is a better definition for liver than Jia. Jia is more like gallstone, gallbladder, that kind of thing. Okay, but it's very interesting. Nose bleeding. Yeah, 2024 got worse. Cousin and Li Yan, right? 2 of you are sisters. Yeah, so 2024 got worse. So it all started in 2022. Right? Yeah. See? June. Oh, how to submit my chart? Somebody help. Oh, yes, not yes. June dash something something something. Oh, so your this 1942 Lian, your auntie knows that her time is very close already. Oh, she knows she's very close to. Oh, so when is it very dangerous? September. Okay, just let you know. Oh, keep her happy, make her smile, make her laugh, make her very comfortable, make her feel that, hey, we all love you, we love you, and then show her that we are strong, right? We support each other, we are happy family. Keep her positivity up, very important. Okay, that means the mental support very important for her right now, more than the physical support. Okay, yeah, this is the correct one. Hey, cousin, you're so smart. Thank you. Keep her as comfortable as possible. So by September, just take notes. If the date of birth is correct, okay. Now next, Wei Wei. After Wei Wei, and your turn. Okay, and after Wei Wei is you. So one more chart, then is Wei Wei. Wei Wei, then is N. Okay, Wei Wei, are you around? Okay, Wei Wei. Wei Wei, let me plot a chart and then let me see what you want. Can you not? Okay. Contribution, please. Contribution. Learn to exchange energy with teacher. Teacher, you read my chart. I'm so happy. I give you a small contribution. Okay. Exchange energy. Okay, can. Nice. Learn to exchange energy. Okay. Okay, let me see what you want. I'm looking to employ one staff. May I know when will I find a replacement? I have few candidates. Which one should I hire? I need all the candidate date of birth. I need all the candidate of date of birth. Then I will know which one is the one that you should hire. Okay, for example, teacher, I have 10 shortlisted. Out of this 10, I want to pick 2. Then I will read the chart and I'll tell you which one. So FB Live, how to do this? How to do this? Because I need to plot charts like that. From here, I will know who is a good helper. So when you ask me who to hire, which one should I hire? I have a few candidates. I don't use bird. I don't use snake. I use date of birth. So let's say you have 10. I need the 10 date of birth. Then from the 10, I'll tell you which one you can employ. Right? But of course, this type, usually they will book private consultation because everybody have the pro and cons, strength and weaknesses. So need to tell you, this one, what is the strength, what is the weaknesses? Is this the type that you need? Then you will know who is the most compatible or most beneficial for your company. Understand? So this one, so sorry. You need to provide information. Lack of information cannot do anything. Now, finally, let's come to N. Come to N. Can you see this one? Okay, sure. 1992. Okay, what you want this person to do? But do you have permission from the person? Because this is FB Live. If it's private, of course, no problem. It's between you and me, right? Unless you go and expose the video, then you are the one in trouble. But this is FB Live. FB Live, you ask Li Yan, right? Li Yan knows me. FB Live, we have to protect people's identity, or we need to get permission. This is called ethics, right? Okay. Okay. Maybe I give you some information. 1992, is it? Let me know. Don't expose this. Male or female? Male or female? Don't expose. Female. Okay, business development. Okay, don't expose, because number one, I'm sure you don't have the permission. Correct? I'm sure you don't have the permission, right? Correct? So don't expose. Okay, look at this. All right, this is run. This run represent the 1992. Okay, then Wei is Ting, right? Ting Run is compatible, Ting Run, right? Ting Run is compatible, means the moment when you see her, hey, I like her, teacher, like that. Or hey, I find her comfortable. So fire counters matter. Fire counter matter means you want to reject the person, but empty means you cannot reject the person. Cannot reject means accept the person, right? Cannot reject means, hey, I feel like this is the person I'm looking for, like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, so looking at the numerology chart, not from here because it's not the person, right? Looking from this numerology chart from this person, number one, I can see there is compatibility with this person. That means you can work with this person, right? You can work with this person. But this person may have problems stay long term with you. May have problems stay long term with you. May have problems stay long term with you, okay? But you are quite comfortable with, no permission, so I have to talk like that. Cannot show the chart, because no permission. The most I show is, this run represent the person, that's all. Because do not have third party permission. Okay, finally, let's come to N. N. But if you're talking about business development, right? I tell you, this person is experienced, number one. Number two, this person is experienced in money related job. And this person can talk very well. This person, the 1992. That means, teacher, I have a few candidates. Of so many candidates that you talk to them, this 1992, wow, 真强讲话. Number one. Number two, this person have experience. That means it's not a newbie. That means the teacher, I never worked before. The person worked before. They will soon. I see the bar chart, I know already. This one suitable or not suitable for your trade. The way I look at it, you cannot resist this person. A problem is this person got problems staying long term with you. So you need to think how you can motivate this person to work long term with you. Because this person has very good experience in credit, in money business. For your information. See, she's Jun. Before you type this, I see the parcel chart, I already know already. This is before you type Jun, she's experienced. Right? Can see one, the chart can see experience on newbies. So see the chart, this one 老教来嘞. Okay. Okay, N. Now next thing is N. Okay? The N. N has Cheryl. I'm sure she has. Okay, number one, let's look at N issue. Right, so Anne wrote me a long email. Now, next time, book private consultation. Okay, first, I'm a Western medical doctor. Okay, very good. So, are you a medical doctor in practice or are you a doctor as a student? Question number one. Can you type your answer? I'm a Western medical doctor. Number one. Okay, number two, and have you been a professor? Have you been? What is JEPP? Thank you. You are always so tuned. Thank you. Thank you, Wei Wei. The 992 is 人才咯 but 不懂你可以收留这个人才吗？ No what? You're not a doctor, is it? Are you a practice doctor or just a medical student? Arvite, nice to see you. I'm a doctor in Medais. Smith in Medais. Psychiatrist. Okay, so you practice medicine, right? You practice medicine and you practice psychomedicine. Am I right? Psychosis medicine. Am I right? That means you are qualified to dispense medicine and dispense psychosis medicine. Sims is JEPP. Can you use ZUN? We don't know what is JEPP. We in Dr. Kim Club, we only know this word Jun. Jun means correct, accurate. We don't know how to use JEPP. We don't know. We use this Jun, ZUN. That's why it's called Jun Club. Very, very well done. You see? And very intelligent. Okay, so number one, we got the information about her, right? She is a medical psychiatrist, right, who can dispense psychosis medication. Number one. Number two, have you been a medical professor? Have you ever been in this profession? Have you ever been? Because there are medical doctors who also act as a professor. They teach in a university or a medical lecturer. Have you been to have you ever become a lecturer? Like me, I'm a lecturer, right? I teach in Nian Poly. Yes, for a short time. Okay, for a short time. Good. That means you have a little bit of or some teaching experience. Okay, number one, if you have teaching experience, right, at the University of Zurich, which is very good. Number one, if you have been teaching, number one, you have been teaching. Number one, you know what is the teacher responsibility, right? Number one, we mark papers. Number two, we set examination paper. Right? We set up paper, we set up tutorials, right? And then we run lectures, or we call classroom management. Agree? Now, on what circumstances would you fail a student as a teaching profession? Like you are a teacher before, right? Based on what would you fail a student? Now, when we mark papers, we have this thing called criterias, meaning we have like a structure of like a marking scheme. In a marking scheme, we have like, for example, we have a table. I'm sure you have that. Do you have that when you're teaching? Do you have that? Like we are teaching, we have a marking scheme. We follow our marking scheme. we have a table. When we mark student, we have a table, right? And we have the marking, we have the below, we have the F, right? Which is below 50, correct? Then we have the equal, sorry, this below 50. We have a table like that, right? And there's a guideline, right? This one is more or equal 52, for example, 60. We give a D, right? Then we have a B, we have C, we have a B, and then we have a A. So we have like a marking table. We follow a marking scheme. It's a bit different in Europe. For example, how is it so different? I'm sure when you give marks, you have been a teacher for a short time. Even for a short time, you grade student, because grading student, right? Grading student is a very major part of teaching. It's not just teaching you. It's not like Bazi, okay, everybody come to my channel and then I teach you this free of charge and this non-examination, right? Because this is like passion, this is like self-improvement, this is like self-actualization. But academic is definitely a different methodology, right? It's a different, we call pedagogy. It's a bit different in Europe. The structure is the same, which means don't understand what you're talking about. What do you mean it's a bit different in Europe? Yet the structure is the same. Nobody can understand this. Okay? So major part of the pedagogy system is grading. Grading is a very, very important part in teaching. So when you teach for a short time, even you teach for a short time, right? You grade student. You have to do it. You have no other choice, right? That's what you have to do, correct? Because you need to justify the student, right? So you follow a system, correct? Now, where am I sharing this with you? Because number one, your professor who mark your thesis, right, will have to do all this that I've just mentioned, grading. They have to grade you. And if they want to fail you or even to pass you, they must have this thing called the grading system. Number one. Number two, okay? So you started studying traditional Chinese medicine, right? In 2013. And you decided to do a master, right? I'm sure in one of the top university in Germany, right? Which is called Technical University, which is ranking top university, which, right? The technical university, the university that you're with, right? Can you see? Right, is one of the top. It's the hardest institute. That means your university. Is this your university? Because I saw you wrote here your university. Yeah. Technical University of Munich, Germany. So when I do a research, this is one of the, why is this important for me? Because a very, very good university, for example, NUS is Singapore top university, also ranking in the world top 50 university, right? And Technical University of Munich is one of its merely 8% acceptance. It's one of the hardest institute. It means this is a very, very prestige university. Means the marking system is very strict. That means they don't anyhow fail you, they cannot anyhow pass you. This is number one criteria. For example, if you study in Singapore top university, NUS, right? And then you say, my professor failed me, right? Why? Oh, because my professor say I have no scientific methodology. what is the chances for this professor to fail you is wrong. Think carefully first. Number one, think carefully. I'm not saying that cannot mark you wrongly, but usually as a lecturer myself, right, I don't know how Europe works, but in Singapore, right, lecturers, we have codes of ethics strictly to follow, including dress code. You understand? That means the more prestige the university, right, the higher the code of ethics we practice. Just to let you know, right? I'm sure at university in Zurich, you also have this. I'm sure it's also it's not an online university, right? It's not like a monkey donkey university, correct? It is a prestige university. So prestige universities, they don't employ disqualified people. They employ highly eligible people. For example, right? And US in Singapore, if you want to be the professor, number one, you need to have 3 journals. Published journals. Like me, I have 3 published journals. I'm a lecturer for 20 years and I joined US. Not very likely you can join them. You need to have very strong credential. Then you can join them. And you must be PhD holder. You must have this professor title. You must have journal published and so on and so forth. Right? So number one, I have very little doubt that they employ donkey monkeys professor to hang around the university, which are not likely to do that. Not likely, especially the hardest institute to get into, just like NUS. One of the hardest institute to get into. Correct? For example, Google or Facebook, right? Not any monkey donkey can join Google and Facebook. This person must be very talented. Must be someone very talented. Then you can join Google and Facebook. All right? Get this right first. Number one. Okay, number two, let's continue. Okay, so I would like to ask for your support. Now, let's continue. So there is a dispute. I know she is good in her field. So you are right. Okay, my paper is about cardiology. Cardiology is about a heart. Okay, but this heart is the physical heart. Now your paper talk about broken heart syndrome, which is not the physical heart, but it does impact the physical heart, but it is due to stress and emotion. Am I right, Anne? Now you are talking to a lecturer. Take note of that. I know the university world very, very well because I'm there for 27 years. 20 years. I'm there for 20 years. So I know how the university works and I know how we mark papers. I am a PhD. I know I have been a student and I have been a lecturer. So I have been in 2 roles. I understand how the student feel because I wrote thesis. I wrote master thesis. I wrote PhD thesis. My PhD thesis is 200,000 words, 300 pages over a period of 6 years, right? I have qualitative research and I have quantitative methodology as well. That means my PhD thesis, right, has qualitative and quantitative. I use both. It's a like all-round kind of design, right? Now, thesis research, remember, having the knowledge of TCM is not good enough. Let's say I am a TCM expert and I want to mark your thesis paper. Do you think I can mark your paper? Let's say I'm a Chinese traditional Chinese medicine. I'm in a clinic, right? I'm in a clinic every time, but I do no research. I don't know research. Okay, I have no research experience. I don't know design. I don't know statistical methodology. I don't know that. Okay? But I know TCM. Do you think I can mark your paper? Likely not. Likely not. So, number one, you must know when someone mark your thesis, of course, the medical ground must be there, which is the comparison, because you are comparing traditional Chinese medicine with Western medicine, about comparing these two methods, etiology with the pathology. That means what is this broken heart syndrome? That means the weakening of this heart due to emotional stress, right? And then you're comparing how this TCM treatment and this Western treatment, right? How can it? No, disagree? You think as long I'm a TCM, I can mark your paper? You agree with that? You agree with that? Number one. Number two, because you say no, right? No. Someone must have TCM, then can mark my paper. Now, take note of this. This is a thesis. It is a research paper. Now, research paper, what is most important in the research paper? Now, as a reviewer or a peer review, maybe you have not become a peer reviewer before. Okay, what is a peer reviewer? That means people submit their research paper, right? And we do the criticism, meaning we do the marking, the gradings. Then we qualify their research. Now, in a research thesis, number one, the major marks doesn't come from what is TCM, what is cardiology. Yes, the definition, the concept, right? The introduction of this philosophy is very important, but it may only stand a 10% grading. Take note of this. Number two, major part of the marks come from number one, the research design. The design itself, number one, right? Number two, right? This is the design. You know, like a design. For example, like how are you going to, like, you have hypothesis. Am I right? What is hypothesis? Hypothesis means before you do a research, before you even start investigating, you need to have a research question. You need to think. Why are taller men smarter? For example, that is the research question, right? For example, why are taller men smarter? Then you can hypothesize. Hypothesize means you make a justified kind of guess, right? Oh, I think because they breathe better air because they're taller. Their air, the breathe fresher. For example, hypothesize. I know this is like a nonsense kind of thing, but I just try to make it simple for followers to listen, like what is going on with academic, especially thesis paper, right? So number one, 10% can go to you have to look at the marking criteria. So 10% will go to let's say, your philosophical, about having so much knowledge on traditional Chinese medicine, right? And so much knowledge on Western medicine to treat the broken heart syndrome. Number one. Number two, the major marks come from the design, right? Come from the data collection. Right? So your research question, right? Your research question was, what are the reasons that we can't treat broken heart syndrome properly? Correct? So, why is so far, right? In my field of psychosis, I'm a psychiatrist. So in my field as a psychiatrist on psychosis, correct? It seems like I have been dispensing X medicine and Y medicine. And over the years, I have been seeing patients, right? It seems like X medicine cannot help well, and B medicine cannot help well, right? So now my question is, right, why we can't treat it? Is it Western medicine problem or Chinese medicine problem, or should we combine Chinese and Western medicine? So maybe the research question, right? Of course, correct, because I am a PhD and I supervise thesis, so I know what you're doing. I qualify as a thesis project supervisor, which I also guide people. I guide students to achieve passing rate for the thesis. So I know what you are talking about. And I know where you're coming from, because I have been a PhD student and I have been a thesis supervisor. So I have played two roles. So I know where you're coming from. I totally understand you. Right? So, but I see that a lot of women with broken heart did have a lot of stress. Right? Of course, because physical is connected to psychology. That means if you're physically unwell, right, psychologically, you can't feel happy, right? And it's interdependent, meaning if psychology I am unstable, physically I will fall sick, right? The body works interrelated, correct? It's like a correlation. Understand? So that is that's why you see a lot of, sometimes not women, men also possible, right? Even animals, I believe, right? With broken heart, right? Two perspectives are very helpful. Thank you. You're welcome. It's my job, right, as a teacher, to guide you see different perspective, and the perspective must be very neutral, very objective, very neutral. That is very important. Understand? So number one, now research. So when come to marking thesis, most of the marks go to number one, the design. How are you going to design this? For example, I'm going to interview. I'm going to start interviewing I'm going to do like a focus group. What is focus group? Focus group is one of the research methodology. Means I gather, let's say, 10 people in a meeting room, and I casually ask some questions, and then I gather their opinion, and from there, I formulate. Some conclusion. Maybe all this formulation can help me, lead me to design a questionnaire, a scientific questionnaire, not any questionnaire. So I need a systematic design, which will lead to a scientific questionnaire, right? And a systematic data collection, understand? And a very logical statistic interpretation. Then I conclude my findings, correct? Then I comment about future research or the knowledge of gap. Now, if you can do this very well, I can tell you, you will score very well. No, I have a lot of knowledge on TCN, but my research design. So that is the part, the most important part of the thesis is the design. How are you going to design this? I'm going to create a focus group, get these 10 people, and then do a qualitative analysis. Then from this qualitative analysis, I formulated, right, a quantitative questionnaire. And I'm going to recruit 500 people as a sample group, come into this research, right? 500. I only have 5 people. Sorry, that is not a good data collection. I only have 10. I only have 20 in the sample group. You cannot justify your research, your basis, based on 10 sample group. Insufficient sample, you will have data error. So these are all research methodology. You have to follow. If you don't, most of the time you will fail the paper. It's nothing to do whether my teacher knows TCM or not. Yes, maybe the person has no TCM knowledge, but the person definitely know statistic research methodology. By the way, what statistical software you use? Are you using SPSS? What methodology you use? Is it hierarchy regression? Or what are you? Are you using ANOVA? What are you using? Now, if you are doing research design, you are not using all this. You are not using all this professional statistical methodology. Then what are you using? Individual case study. That means this is not a quantitative methodology, right? So you are using like a theory, you are using a qualitative research, like an interview type, and then start writing what people think and how they write, how they think, and then you write their comment down. For example, you interview one person, and the person tells you, you know, my father, I have this experience, and you write the story down, and then you call this scientific research. So the reason you fail is because the design was not scientific enough. Now, this is called grounded theory. Did you use grounded theory? And did you use grounded theory? You know what's grounded theory? This is called grounded theory. You cannot just interview, no? You have to use, it must be supported by theory. For example, focus group theory. You need to talk about focus group theory. And why is it reliable? Why is it valid? Oh, I use individual case study. Then you have to show evidence. Why is your individual case study, right, is reliable and valid? Research is all about reliability and validity. If you don't know this, you cannot write a good research paper. Now, this is coming from me. I've been teaching for a long time in the higher education, like polytechnic and university, right? And I monitor thesis. I monitor master thesis as well. All right. So most of the time, right, when we are writing thesis, even if it's individual case study, you need to have a substantial, like a support. Why I use grounded theory for this? You need to have all these things. If not, you cannot convince the marker you know what you are doing. So the design, the data collection, right? How scientific they are. You have to prove how scientific, because this whole thing, including the findings and the summaries, right, with all the technical table. Maybe you should buy a copy of my PhD thesis and you know what is a thesis. You can buy it at drkim.com/books. I selling my thesis. You can use. I use focus group, right? All in all, I have like 3 or 4 research design. I cannot just use individual case study, because why? How can one individual case study, and you want to talk about broken heart syndrome, and then you talk to me, you say, oh teacher, I see a lot of women. A lot means this is broken heart syndrome. This is not a unique case. That means a lot of women means what? Is a general population, meaning it should be a quantitative methodology, but you use individual case study. Individual case study is called idiosyncratic study, right? Idiosyncratic means one individual, one special case. Then you use individual case study. You use grounded theory. Now, but when you start saying, I see a lot of women with this, I see a lot of people not seeking counselor in Singapore, then I use individual case study. It's not unique. It's not a unique case. A unique case means, for example, there's this one individual person, right? Will, don't know why, one day drop one eyebrow. One day drop one eyebrow, very unique. Then you do an individual case study. Correct? But you're not doing a individual unique case study. That means your research methodology is not strong. But my TCM is strong. Your TCM is strong, but this is a thesis. This is a research thesis. The research design, right, has the highest scorer rate. Not what is TCM is the highest scorer rate. You must get your marking correct. Like sometimes my student, they cannot write a good introduction. I told my student, hey, please write a good introduction because that will lead the marker to continue read your paper. But if you don't write well, don't feel so stressful. I always tell my student this. Why? Because introduction is only 10 marks. Sometimes don't waste time. If you really cannot do well in the 10 marks, please focus on the 80 marks here, for example. Or the design is 30 marks. The data collection is 30 marks. The finding is another 30 marks. And the introduction and the summary is 10 marks, for example. Then you must know where is how to weigh your marking. That's how you become. I'm sure you know better than me because you mentioned, right? You mentioned you are, I love learning. You wrote this, right? I'm very good in my subject. I don't like mediocrity, right? Are you talking about mediocrity? All right. Right. I always had very good grades. Now, thesis is not a Q&A exam paper. It's not a multiple choice question paper. Thesis is a brain job. It's not A, B, C, D, choose one. Or write like I throw a question, then you write a one A4 paper answer. Or it's not a short question answer examination. Thesis is not that. Thesis is all a different ballgame. Thesis is all about research methodology. How you prove and how you scientific this. Have you published journals before? If you have published journals before, you will know what I'm talking about. Journals means how can you scientifically show evidence that drinking coffee will make me slim down? How are you going to scientifically prove it? Scientifically means consistency, reliability, validity. Means 2,000 people drink coffee, 2,000 people lose weight. Not 2,000 people drink coffee and then only one lose weight. And then my finding shows that, yeah, people drink coffee will lose weight. That's not work that way. So thesis is always about research methodology. So the reason they fail you, right? The faculty university are threatening me on 16 April. What is the motivation to threaten you? I threaten and yay, I got 100,000 in my bank. Is it? Or I become famous around the world when I threaten and what is the motivation? You are in psychiatrist. Like in psychology, we know this thing called motivation. Motivation. Why she slapped me? Because the person is motivated to slap me. Why? Because it protects the person's dignity. Why? Because you gossip the person, so the person slap you. When the person slap you, the motivation to protect their dignity is there. So they slap you. For example. So everybody do something, right? Especially in psychology. We are in psychology. We know we need motivation to do things. So what is the motivation for the university to fail you so that they can rank number one? When the university fail you, when the professor fail you, they feel damn good. Or the teacher pass you with flying colors, the teacher feels so proud of you because you are supervised under me. I supervise you, I become your thesis supervisor. If you do well, means I do well. If you fail, means I fail. We are together. We are not separated. It's not like N fail. Yes, I'm the professor. I'm the supervisor in charge. I'm so happy. It does not work that way. Number one. Number two, if you have been a thesis supervisor, you will know this is added workload to the existing lecturing job. For your information. That means it's not like I'm very free, nothing to do in school, and then and got thesis. Okay, I'm so free. I become the supervisor. No, it's extra workload. Number one. Number two is a long-term extra workload. Why? Because the thesis doesn't stop in 1 month time. It can drag for years. Number three, a thesis extra income is very little. It's like I supervise and then I get 10,000 US dollar. No, I don't. The school does not pay so much money to the PhD or to the thesis supervisor to supervise N. Just to let you know, just in case you don't know. But of course, maybe Europe is different, right? Because this is Asia, this is Singapore, right? Like the university I have taught are from Australia. They are not Europe university. So I don't know how the Europe university works. Okay, so maybe they are paid $200,000 just to supervise N. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, but I know it's extra workload. Because why? They have to work outside school hours just to supervise you. And these are extra workload. And lecturers, sometimes they are not short of money. They are not poor people. Why? They are paid quite comfortably. They are not hungry for money. Just to let you know. Why I want to let you know all this? Because if you want to beat the enemy, you must know the enemy first. You must understand the enemy first. Right? I want to fight these people in court, teacher. I must hit my enemy. If you want to hit your enemy, you must understand your enemy position. Am I right? So once you understand your enemy position, you know how to position yourself in the courtroom. Then, okay, I now want to sue my professor. Why? My professor failed me. My thesis was accepted. Accepted means you pass. They accepted your thesis, even though your scientific methodology wasn't very up to their standard. Right? But you're not happy. Why? Because they grade you 2.6, which you're not happy. Why? Because you always get 1.0, right? Moffatt thesis was graded 1.0. Why? Oh, he's the son. Maybe his son, like my son, his grades always get very high. You know why? Because I'm the lecturer. I always tell him the secret of how the marker marks the paper. And he always follow my system to study for his exam. I always tell him, hey, you know, we are lecturers, right? My son is in the university. So I always inform my son, hey, you know, lecturers, we have an examination question bank. The question doesn't come from nowhere. We have a bank. This bank has loads of examining questions inside. And we will just pull some questions out. And then we will try to play around with those examination questions, more or less that structure. So I always tell my son, hey, what paper are you having? Mommy, I'm having this digital marketing examination on this Thursday. I always tell him what textbook you're using. And then he tell me, wait, what textbook? I tell him, you focus, you go to this, the examination question comes from there. That's why my son scores very well. But did I help my son? I did not. Why? He still need to study for the exam. But he studies smart. he did not study hard. Number one. Number two, my son assignment always score very well. You know why? Because I always mark his paper first before he submit. And I mark from the lecturer perspective, I mark first. Then I tell him, hey, this part, I always tell my son, this part you have to make changes. Why? Because this part, there's a lack of clarity. Your lecturer will ask you, why did you say this statement which doesn't make sense, and how are you going to like clarify this further? How are you going to connect this sentence so that when you essay there's a flow? And my son adopt my we call feedback, right? That's why he always scored very high for his assignment. But I did not write the paper for him. I just give him the advice, like what is this? Moritz did. The father is the professor. He will tell the son, hey, your scientific methodology is not right. Then he said, but Daddy, what? The father said, you cannot have 30 sample size. Then the son will need to do something about it and say, okay, I'll go and collect 50 and come back. And the father said, 50 is not good enough, right? As accordance to XXX theory, right? There is like a substantial, like for example, an equivalent of 500 sample is equivalent to a general population, blah, blah, blah. Then the son said, oh, I see, okay. And that's how he was graded 1.0. Not just because he's the son. Could be because there's some little bit of connection. It does help a little bit. Right? And don't forget, thesis paper, they have 2 markers, not 1 marker. So Mosaic could be the son, the father can mark the paper, but there's another independent reader who will mark the paper. So every thesis has 2 markers. Let's say Anne is my best friend, Dr. Kim's best friend, and Anne sent her thesis to me as an independent marker to mark her paper. Oh, Anne is my best friend. I don't have to read. I just give distinction. It doesn't help because there's another marker. That's how the university works. If not, how to rank number 1 in the world. Correct or not? If not, they will rank like, we are online school. We rank, don't know anything. We are online school. Teacher, I give you 20,000. Can you give me a distinction? Sure, no problem. We are online school. But you're not in an online school. You're on a first-class German university. So the whole paper doesn't work very well, right? Because it's not because of the TCM. It's not because, yes, it could be part of it, but that is only 10% of the grade. Most part of it is the research methodology. It's the statistic. It's the scientific method. The scientific method is not strong. The research is not convincing that it is scientific, especially individual case. Very difficult to prove scientific. Very difficult. So you need to read my thesis. Then you know what? You need to read my PhD paper, right? Then you know what is research. Correct? You get the idea now? Why am I educating you this? Because you have a war to go on 16 April, right? And you say you're using the quantitative. And then now you told me, no, individual case study. Individual case study means you use grounded theory. And then here you say, I use quantitative. Quantitative is not individual case study. Quantitative means 500 sample size. It's called quantitative. Correct? Right? So how you started? Because you complain about your grades. I'm not happy with 2.6. I'm not happy with 2.6. Then your lecturer say, why are you not happy with 2.6? Because I know I did a very, very good job. I can write very well. Yeah, I know you can write very well, but the thesis was not scientific, and it did not prove any significance between or among or differences, right? Or there are some findings, but the conclusion doesn't make any sense. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't help the scientific world a lot. The literature cannot contribute much. So that's the reason why they gave you a 2.6. It's not because they don't know TCM. It's because the scientific method. Did you do a focus group? Did you run a 500 sample size? And then did you run with a statistical psychological software, a SPSS statistical software, a hierarchy regression, or I use a ANOVA group, right? Or did you do an experiment, a lab experiment, right? And after that, do you still follow up with the participant after the survey and check? And then how do you compute? And after that, how do you conclude the findings? And when you conclude the findings, what are your recommendations? What is the gap of knowledge? Did you talk about all these things? If you did not talk about all these things, means scientifically this thesis is not good enough. Teacher, I just want to talk about TCM. Then please write a textbook like me. I just want to share my knowledge about TCM, and I have this Western medicine knowledge, and then I want to share. I want to talk about TCM. Then don't write a thesis. Just write a textbook or write a book like me. Just write a book and sell it Amazon and make some good money and be happy, right? And people learn from your learning, which can be a passion and your joy. And not make it so stressful for yourself. Now you yourself is in TTC. Now you yourself is having taco, sobo, cardio, morph, party, right? Something like that, right? That is a broken heart syndrome. Now you yourself in the broken heart syndrome. Why you ended up having this? Correct? Why are you doing this to yourself? Think carefully first. My 2 cents worth. Because the patient, one patient, and you want to prove heartbroken syndrome, of course, there's no scientific evidence. Right? You get what I mean? Now you understand? So when you write all these things, first thing first that come to my mind, yes, you are a very knowledgeable person, right? You are very well learning, right? You are a very progressive student. I'm very happy about that, right? But you have no technical base. You have no research mindset. And this is a research paper that is written by someone who has no strong research mindset. Someone who only know this is my research question and these are my hypotheses, and I'm going to interview one person, and then I want to get a grade of 1.0. And if I don't get it, I'm going to sue my professor. It makes teaching very dangerous. Like for me, I feel very threatened as a lecturer. Why? I use all my heart, all my soul to supervise you, and then you threaten me. Gosh, you sue me in court. And I don't get paid very well to be your professor. And then you want to sue me just because I think you should improve, work harder on your scientific methodology. And then I get sued in court. I feel very, very scared. I feel very scared to be your teacher. Like Enhas is my student. I'm very scared because you know why? I will go to court if I fail her. Think about it carefully first. Think of what I said. Think carefully first. Right? Now, your professor also have a fault. You know why? If he's your supervisor, unless some thesis they have no supervisor, they let you work on your own. You're not attached to a supervisor. Nobody to advise you on your design, right? Which you should not. Why? Because you are a independent learner. You are not a primary school student where you go to school kindergarten to learn ABCD. You are a master. You are a PhD. So you are independent learner. So you need to have independent learning skills. Means you cannot be spoon feeding. You cannot be spoon feed. So some university, they have no supervisor for you. Now, if you have a supervisor and your research is not scientific enough, that means your supervisor also have responsibility. You know why? Like, for example, teacher, you are my supervisor. And if your research design, like for example, now I'm your supervisor, and you tell me, teacher, there's one case only one case, but there are a lot of women with broken heart syndrome, but there's only one case in the center, and I'm going to do an individual case study. I'm going to tell you, don't do that. As your supervisor, I'll tell you, if you do that, you're not going to show scientific. You're not going to do well in your thesis. I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm going to tell you, if I'm your supervisor, I'm going to tell you, no, I tell you what, why not we structure this, right? Well, let's do a focus group, and then let's pull out some meanings out of this focus group, and then from these meanings, right, we do a qualitative research, and then we pull out the main keywords, and we formulate questions. Then we do a sample data survey, sample only, right, to 10 groups, and then we modify the survey question. We craft it, because no perfect survey question first round. You need to keep crafting the question until it covers very well. Then we have a formalized final survey paper, right, which is already moderated by 10, 20, 30 volunteers. Then after that, we're going to go out and collect 500 samples back. We're going to data input this into the SPSS statistical software, and then we're going to discuss what kind of methodology we want to use. Are we going to use ANOVA? Are we going to use Z-score? Are we going to use regression? And regression, are we going to use hierarchy regression or just regression, linear regression? We're going to discuss this so that we can make meanings out of the data we make. Then we're going to make some conclusion. We're going to read up more research, past literature, and then we're going to find the gap in this knowledge. We're going to fill this in, and then we're going to talk about recommendation, and we're going to talk about gap in knowledge. Then we're going to talk about the future research. That's how I'm going to guide you, so that you won't fail the paper and you can score very well. If I'm your PhD, so if I'm your thesis supervisor, that's how I'm going to teach you. I'm not going to ask you, please write an individual case study, because this will be thrown out the window, especially top university in Germany. They're going to throw this paper out. Teacher, I'm an online university. No problem. Online university, write anything you like. No problem. Understand? CSB 几来 a good Stephanie Yen, a good research design is how the research is being carried out. Like now, having qualitative, quantitative, big data statistics sometimes is also not good enough. Why? Sometimes they can fake the data, right? Or the way they craft, there are some errors. Right now, TT notices, right? The focus topic evidence. So we don't know what is this. Teacher, where is my turn? Don't know. I never personally spoken to my thesis supervisor who have seen it. So 80% used. Then use this to fight in court. You're going to have a court, right? Gather this evidence. You're going to have a court, right? To sue your university, right? Correct. You're going to sue your supervisor, right? And I don't speak to my thesis supervisor who has seen it. So I've seen it. I'm your thesis. I've seen your thesis, so I must approach you. No, you approach me. I'm your supervisor. I don't approach you. You approach me. I've seen it. You approach me. Not I call you. Hey, hello, and hello. I don't approach you. You approach me. Okay? And 80% of students, right now, 80%. So 20% did not. And you say the son of the head who scored grade 1.0, he also used individual case, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to use this as an evidence, capture this evidence, right? And bring to court and show the 80% people how their papers are presented, who score 1.0, and you use the same method. There's a bias in the marking, right? And I also use individual case, but I score 1.0, right? There are 10 papers submitted, 8 of them use individual case, 7 of them got 1.0, and I'm the only one got 2.6. Show the evidence. Show it, right? Since you say it, you show it. You don't say it. Because court, court judge, they're not interested in saying, right? They want to see the evidence. So you collect all the papers and submit it. Because there is, number one, there is no guess. I guess, right? I wrote it in German, it doesn't matter. You can write it in English, Chinese, but the method is the same. Just like Chinese metaphysics, you can teach it English, German, you can teach it Indian, but the concept is the same, regardless of Japanese language or whatever language, right? No, that is the problem. Only one examiner. So bring this to the court. Bring this to the court and say there's only one examiner. It's unfair, right? So I want an appeal. I want a second marker, right? Tell the judge, I'm poor thing, right? I'm a diligent student, right? Who's willing to learn, right? I'm okay to fail if seriously I deserve to fail because scientifically I didn't do well, right? And it has nothing to do with TCM or no TCM. Keep that in mind. Don't keep on saying TCM, please. It's the research methodology because it's clearly said here, right? It's not scientific enough and it did not produce any significant differences, right? Right? So I will do this. Good, well done. Now it's good, Dr. Kim, right? 80% have used individual case study. So they all delivered. We don't know. Because individual case study, right, means that there is a unique case. There's a unique case. For example, what are some, there are some disease that is so unique, like maybe 1 in a billion, right? Or we don't know because you know why? We don't know what is their research topic and we don't know what is their thesis. We don't know what is their hypothesis. So I don't know. But for your case, because you talk about, I notice a lot of women like this. Like for your research question on broken heart syndrome, right? So you use the word a lot of women. That means it's not an individual case. It's not going to be an individual case, right? So I don't know, the other 80% student, what topic they are writing. I don't know. I don't know. Like maybe, for example, committing suicide. Or for example, Anne and me, we love each other so much, right? And I want to die together with Anne. So unique. I want to commit suicide together with Anne. And we were going to use this method, like together, on the same day, same time, together. This is very unique. And I want to do an individual case. It makes sense, right? So we don't know what 80% is doing. We don't know what 80% is doing. But we know what you are doing. Correct? You are looking into what is broken heart syndrome. Number 2, you're looking at how it was caused. Number 3, you're comparing Western medicine with traditional medicine to treat the broken heart syndrome. Am I right? Did I get your thesis topic correct? Correct? Look at your thesis title. 多个字母 cardiomyopathy. That's me a comparative review of the etiological models in traditional Chinese medicine and Western medicine. 大个字母 This is your research title. A comparative illustration of pathogenetic model in traditional, right? Then after that, adapted, concretized title. You submit in October 21. Then you change it, you modify it to from the perspective of traditional Chinese medicine, clinical, medical theory, and philosophical consideration. Right? So looking at this is actually trying to write a theory paper. When I look at this title, it doesn't look like a scientific comparison review. Doesn't look like one. It looks more like, okay, these are the theory for the TCM and these are the theory for the Western medicine, and I want just to present it. I want to get a 1.0 grade. That's how I look at it. Because the title, that's why when I email you, I ask you what is the title. You know why? A good thesis paper will have a very good title. Because the title will tell me everything about this paper. And it must be under the words. Students under my supervision for PhD thesis or any kind of thesis, right? Title, blah, 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 will be thrown out of the window from me. I will stop this kind of title. It doesn't make sense. That's the first thing I'm going to deal with. I'm your research supervisor. It's too long. Teacher, everyone have this style and so on and so forth. That is their style. But I'm the supervisor. I have my own style. So do you still want to read the chart? Right? What really annoys me, right? This professor accused me in her evaluation that I have not explained the Western research perspective properly. Every thesis paper, before you want to use individual grounded theory, you need to have a research perspective of this grounded theory and how this grounded theory actually fit into your research, and how come your research use this individual case study grounded theory so well. You need to explain. That is part of the paper. If you don't know, buy PhD book and read. You will know what I'm talking about. Right? So I was able to clearly prove in my reply that these and accusation incorrect. No, not true. Right? I have all the relevant papers, right, in the reference list, right? And they are cited and so on. So Yeah, I know. You explained with citation, but not convincing. It's not convincing. Right? So you guess. Guess means assume. Assume means what? Right? You make the assumption. I should be disciplined. I didn't work during my time at university because I had good arguments, right? And was able to prove my position, right? Now, if you're able to do this, then show the judge. Show the judge, see judge, I'm able to. Now, today is not to lecture you. Today is to share with you some perspective which may be useful for you to use in court. Right? For example, how are you going to prove 80% who did individual case study score 1.0 and you score 2.6 and it's unfair? So these are some pointers. Number one, there's only one examiner, which is unfair. I need a second marker. So all these things that we talk about, you can know what is right, what is wrong, and how you can improve your court case. Why? Because when I look at this court case, right? Wait a while. Oops. Okay, wait a while. Right, when I look at this court case, right, this is the court on 16 April, right? Correct. So this achievement here, this one is actually the university. Right, this is actually you. Alright, and this show an unsuccessful, not so successful for you. The judge, they favor the university better than they favor you. And you will appeal. So that is like a short form. Okay, like I have been looking at all this. Don't worry. Don't think that, teacher, you never look at my. No. I will look at it. I treat everybody the same. I will not say, no, I won't read your chart. Don't worry. Alright, so I study all your chart. I study what is your thesis paper. I study what is going on. I read all your emails. I do a research on your university. Right? For example, total enrollment in 2022, you have 50,000. Right? In all, you have about 666 professor, right? And you have 7,000 over academic staff. And you have 3,500 and administrative staff. And I check the ranking because I want to make sure what kind of university is marking ends paper. Because this is very important. Okay? Statistical class. I have learned a lot from you. You're welcome. Stop now, Dr. K. I've never spoken to or seen my thesis supervisor in person. You feel insulted? No. I'm not insulting you. That is the reason why I say don't do Facebook Live. If it's very, very sensitive issue, right? Cannot do FB Live. Take note, and nobody is here to insult you. Look at what Li Yan says. Li Yan say, good luck, and they want you to do well. Everything we explain to you like this, if there's a case, right? Bring this. These are the case. And what should be the correct way of doing it? What should be the right way? So you can make a comparison. That's what we want you to do. We want you to be good, do well, right? Be proud of yourself, right? But you need to understand how the whole system works. So, teacher, cannot take your criticism. I feel you're insulting me. You're like, then very difficult to do free Facebook Live. Teacher, I just want to hear all the good things from you. That, yes, I'm the best, I wrote very well, and the university is idiot, and I can't. I have to tell you the facts. I have to inform you the facts. And number one, you must know they accepted you. Master thesis is because you qualify. I asked my brother who have never attended school to do a master's thesis. The school cannot accept because they do not qualify. You understand or not? And so when you can enter German best university for the master thesis means you qualify. So everybody learn from N, right? I ask you for support. Means I want you to tell me I'm good. I want you to tell me my thesis is the best in the world. I don't know is it the best. I have not read your thesis. I don't know. I'm not the second marker. I don't know how good is your thesis. Right? But I want you to see the whole perspective correctly. You know why? Because this may be what the judge will be questioning you. So before the judge question you, I highlight to you first. I get you ready first because you have a war on 16 April. So anybody here, teacher, I don't want to hear your opinion. If it doesn't fit my eardrum, I don't like what you say because it doesn't sound like you support me, then don't do a Facebook Live because I can only speak objectively, I can only speak ethically, I can only speak from a neutral position as a teacher. And I cannot tell lie even if it's Facebook Live. Teacher, there's no contribution for you, from N. Also, I will tell the truth. And also, I will guide properly. I will give my best, most neutral 2 cents worth. Teacher, I never pay you anything. You call me teacher means I have the duty to explain clearly to you. I never insult, which will never be my intention. Number one, why should I insult Anne? After insulting her, Anne will give me 10,000 Sing dollar, or the court and the school professor will give me a job in German university. I have nothing to gain. So what's the point of insulting her? What's the motivation to insult her? After I insult her, Anne's father will call me and say, Dr. Kim, I give you $10,000 reward. No, I don't get anything. I don't get anything, right? So why should I insult Anne for what? No, I want to tell her my perspective. I want to share with her on her side what is this, on her side what the other side is thinking, because I see that in the chart. So before she goes to the court and she feel even lousier, I need to tell her first all these things that she will be facing. So she need to get ready. All these things that I just questioned her. So I'm providing support. I'm not providing insult. And good. Yeah, I want to provide support. I have no motivation to insult. And I wish to see Anne when she's in Singapore. And if one fine day she brings me to Germany, right? I hope she bring me there one day too. Right? Yeah. right? The world is very small. I'm sure one day Anne will come to Singapore and say, teacher, I'm here, right? Then I say, hey, Anne, yay, our Germany friend, right? So what's the point of you starting? No. My point is to get all this clear because I see in the chart, so that when on 16 April she knows what to do. When the judge throw her all these things, she had been thinking already. On 11 April, she had been thinking. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 4 days. She had been thinking what Dr. Kim had been saying. And she can watch the replay and hear back what I say and think from another perspective. Like researcher, they need to look at a different lens, right? You need to stand at the researcher lens to look at your thesis. You need to stand at the broken heart syndrome patient perspective to look at the thesis. You need to stand at the professor position to look at the thesis. You have to use different lens to look at the master thesis. You understand? So I'm teaching her this, that you need to use different lens. You have to use the judge lens to look at the thesis. You have to use the school lens to look at the thesis. You have to use the student end lens to look at the thesis. Then you have to use the sun, head of sun lens to look at the case. Then you will win the war on 16 April. Okay? Right? And please, everybody, remember how if you don't like to hear the truth, or you don't really like to hear the truth from what I really have to share, then don't do free FB live with me. Teacher, read my chart. Don't please don't do that. Or even private consultation also, please don't book. Right? If it's private consultation and I cannot say things that what you like to hear, then don't book the consultation. And don't come to the free FB live. Okay? Unless you want hey Jason, thank you. Get tired for teaching us. Thank you. And you see, she gave me PayPal already. Then I had to read your question. Actually, I got sore throat already. It doesn't serve me well, right? After I insulted and right, which I did not. Right, all I am doing is to mean well for her. Cannot show chart, huh? Okay. My friend invited me to start a business together. Can I have your friend date of birth? Jason, can I have your friend date of birth? If you want to hear the truth, then come to my private consultation and free FB live. Truth from what? It may not be the truth, I don't know. But it's definitely from, number one, my personal opinion or my personal knowledge, my personal wisdom, like a third party opinion. Teacher, I don't want to hear what you're talking. Okay, then you don't come FB live and ask free question or even book a private consultation. Okay? But there's one thing I'm very, very sure, right? I always do my best for my student. You don't have that. Then what? How am I going to know your friend can do business or what? Can you go and get that and then come back? Anne is happy again. Right? Now, sometime Anne, to win is number one, seek to understand, to be understood. Now, this is quoted by, can somebody check for me? Quoted by who? I forgot the name. It's quoted by this handsome English guy, which I forgot the name. He wrote this book called The 7 Habits of Successful People. And he quoted, one of the quote was, seek to understand, to be understood. So that's what you must do, or every one of us must do. Like, for example, like me, I have been a PhD student, right? When I first started my research into first year or something like that, I wrote a letter to the university and said, I don't want my supervisor and I want to stop this course, because you know why? Everything I resigned, they say cannot. I so angry, and I have 2 supervisors. I told myself, why everybody have 1 supervisor, but I have 2? That means I have 2 problems, I have 2 pains. Because you know why? This supervisor said, you should do the design this way. The other supervisor said, no, you cannot do it that way. Then I'm like confused. This one said I should do it this way. The second supervisor, and these 2 are good. They are partners. They are damn good friends. Then I'm like, then how? Like the father said, okay, you can go out. The mother said, you cannot go out. Then you're like, huh? So can I go out or cannot go out? Right? So that time I have this problem. And I always have this problem. And when I write my papers, I'm a very outstanding academic person. Right? I write very well. Right? My examination, I scored 92 upon 100 for my statistics. Over the history, nobody have done that. And I did it. Most people fail their statistics paper. Right? And I was in history, I scored the highest. Oh, I was then proud. I think I just smart. Right? And then I could write very well. And I was like, wow, I have 2 degrees, 2 masters, 1 PhD. Wow, I feel damn proud of myself that time. So when I was doing my PhD, right, research paper, I feel like I'm at top of the world. I've already felt like I'm a doctorate, where I just started doing my research design. I feel like I did smart girl, correct? But when I start writing my paper, so much criticism, I get so pissed off. And I don't get 1 criticism, I get 2. Because I have 2 supervisors. Until I so pissed off, after 1 year, I wrote to the school and I said, okay, I want to stop this course. I don't want to take this. I don't want to work with this supervisor and I want to change supervisor, or I drop off from the school and blah, 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 and I give all my reasons. Today, I'm very, very grateful they criticize me. Because they criticize me so much, right, for over the 6 years, right now, they made me cry, they made me sweat, they made me tear, they made me blood boiling. But my paper went in top 5% scoring in 2016. The whole world scoring top 5%. Number 1. Number 2, 1 submission in PhD. Yeah, not everybody 1 submission. 1 submission in, right? 1 passing. Very, very outstanding. Why? Because they give me 2 pains. They criticize me 2 times. Then every time they criticize me, I feel run down. I feel lousy. I feel, hey, hello, I PhD, I'm somebody. I'm a lecturer, and then I have 2 master degree, right? I have master in counseling. I have master in education, right? And I teach in university, right? And I also teach in the polytechnic. I feel I'm that great thing, right? But in front of that, I feel like I'm a big piece of shit. I feel like I cannot do it. So much criticism. But this criticism really polished my research on myself, polish my writing skills, also polished my literature, which I was so grateful. Today, I feel very, very grateful to my 2 painful supervisors, which I love them so much. Until today, we are friends. I still remember I went to the campus in Australia. I visited there, and then they gave me we went to the farm, the chicken, and then we go and pick the eggs together. These are really, right? So when they criticize me, they are like, what? And say, insult me. I felt exactly like this, showing me off to the auditorium like dancing bear. That's how I feel. I felt this, especially in front of them. And then they criticize me, right? And then they told me, you see this Australian student, because they have bias over Asian. That's what I thought, which I still think I'm right until today, which I have no proof I'm right, right? Because I think they're biased, right? I'm Asian. So, of course, Australia write better. Then they say, you look at her paper. Then when I look at her paper, nothing fantastic one. Until today, I still think nothing fantastic. But to them, they think it's damn fantastic. You know what I'm trying to say? So this is all the agony I went through. But then, I feel very grateful for the criticism. Because of that, I can write so much. I really improve a lot. So much. And that leads me to why my Bazi reading is so accurate. Because I use the researcher's mind, which was trained by the painful supervisor. That's where that skills come from there. So my Bazi, I have no teachers. I don't have to attend any course. I don't have to go Udemy, go to don't know what school. This teacher put an online course. I use a researcher's mind, and then I investigate the whole topic myself for the past 10 years. All by myself. Why the ancestor write this? Right? Like the thing is the fire. Fire is the heart. Why is it the heart? And if it's the heart, what else? Right? And there was some secret in this. Are there unspoken words on this thing fire? And that's how the researchers think. That's how it trains me to why I can read this Bazi so well. Correct. Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits. Yeah, he stated this. Franklin Covey. I don't think it's Franklin. It's Stephen Covey. Right? David is correct. 2007. Okay. I try my best. 2007. How old is 2007? Can you trust someone 2007 to do business with? And what business you are doing with the 2007? Teacher, you look down on young people. Not exactly, but the younger we are, the failure rate is higher. That's why as you grow older, it's easier to be successful. Why? Because you fail more during your young time, and you learn a lot of lessons from criticism, from insult, right? From failing. And through that experience, as you age, you become more successful. That is the reason why, right? There are higher probability, right, to partnership with young people. That's all. But there are successful young people. Okay? Like what Anne say, 80% use individual case. She did not say 100%, right? So 80% young people, they have higher probability risk of investment, right? Or business venture or things like that. But of course, there are exceptional cases, right? There are people who are successful. Okay, now me, right? 2003. So dangerous for you also, right? 1411. Okay, let me check. Let me check the chart. I'm very tired already. Please don't send me more forms. I'm very tired already. 2003, right? And thank you for the contribution. Thank you for the support. Yeah, support the channel and give some contribution, please. The teacher need to survive. And then I need bird nest. Who is buying bird nest for me? Why the file like that one? Okay, let's see. Jason, check correct or not? Right? Okay, look at this chart. Right, if venture with this 2007 or 2007 venture with you, looking at numerology, right? Of course, I have the Bazi in drkimgo.com. Right, you go to the website, you will see the courses. They are taught online. Right, learn at your own pace. Pace. Okay, correct now, Jason. Right, now this chart informs me, number one, short term, if there's a partnership, is short term. Right, I partner with this person and we have been partners for 10 years and doing this blah 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 together, and then we are partners, maybe not that long. Correct chart, right? Correct chart. Okay, so looking at this chart, it has this information now. 2007 is born in what year? And 2003 is a ping wei year, right? Good, right? And 2007 7 is wait 0 是梗梗新人鬼跟甲乙丙丁戊己庚辛壬癸甲乙丙. So this one is 丙 lah. Okay, so this 丙 is this partner, right? 丙在有you come out the money, the person never come out the money, then you are thing, right? So fire counter metal, you cannot reject. So the partnership is this, right? So the partnership counter this, cannot push this away, right? Cannot push away means when the water is filled up, you will push it away. Meaning, still means temporary, right? Fire counter metal means I don't want to partnership with this person, but then teacher, like that lah. Or I want to partner with this person, but then teacher, like that. You have this but then thing in this chart when you want to partnership with this person, right? And this partnership, metal grows water, the person approach you to partner, not you approach the person. And water in this palace counter Jason, right? But of course it's empty means cannot counter, right? Means let me consider, and then you're thinking, right? So when will you reject? Now if this venture asked in later part of this year, you will reject. But because it asked in the summertime, you were like, okay, sort of like interested. Okay, but it's interested, but it's not long term. It doesn't work long term. Okay, if you're fine, it doesn't work long term, you can try. But I look at this chart, not likely. Okay, that's so that's the end of the session, Thank you very much. And I sore throat lah. And then can I say I was accused of insulting you? Can I use the word accuse? It doesn't feel good, right? When I use the word accuse me of insulting her, right? Think carefully what I say, Okay, bye bye.